Dexter Resurrection episode 3 was another wild one, and we did get a promo for episode 4, so today let's discuss it, let's break it down a little bit. A lot going on in the promo, so let's get into it. I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we are covering all things Dexter during this entire season of Dexter Resurrection, so please subscribe to the channel. So the title for episode 4 is Call Me Red. We know in episode 3, Dexter killed Red. Now he is going to impersonate him to infiltrate Leon Prater's group. So the promo for episode 4 starts off with Dexter arriving at Leon Prater's mansion. And Dexter says, "I haven't been this excited since I don't even know." So he really is just going to be a kid in a candy store with this group of serial killers for him to just take out one by one, and I cannot wait to finally meet this group. This is what I've been most excited for during this season. And then we're finally going to meet Lady Vengeance in the promo with Prater standing right behind her. She says, "And who is the new guy?" And it looks like that's Dexter that's actually standing there with the hoodie. So she is saying this to Dexter, who is the new guy. Also, just in this past episode, when Charlie was planning that fancy dinner, she said our 5th guest is a vegan, and Red was supposed to be the 5th guest. So Dexter is pretending to be Red, Red's a vegan. Dexter is going to be served vegan food, and I just think that's going to be such a funny moment because Dexter clearly loves food in general, but he likes meat. We've already seen him eat 2 cheeseburgers this season. He loves a good Cuban pulled pork sandwich, so this is just going to be hilarious to me. We see the 4 serial killers, Lady Vengeance, the Tattoo Collector, Rapunzel, and the Gemini Killer. They're all sitting around, and Leon Prater introduces Dexter as Red. He says this is Red, best known as Dark Passenger. And they're all just kind of looking a little sus in this promo, just looking around, looking evil. I cannot wait to meet these people and see what they're actually like. And then Neil Patrick Harris's character, his name is Lowell, and his serial killer name is the Tattoo Collector. He says, "Welcome to the freak show." And Dexter says, "No place I'd rather be." And this is so true. I mean, these other killers think that he's just excited to be there, but when he says, "No place I'd rather be," he obviously means here to kill you guys. Next up in the promo, we have Elsa talking to Batista. So Batista finally makes his way to New York City. We learned in episode 3 that he retired, so he's dedicating his entire life to hunting down Dexter as the Bay Harbor Butcher. And Elsa says to Batista, "If you think Harrison had anything to do with that murder," and Batista says, "What murder?" And Elsa says to him, "Ryan Foster, the guy who was found chopped up in garbage bags." And Batista's face, oh my god, he is like absolutely shook. I can only imagine what's going through his mind. The fact that Elsa said, chopped up in garbage bags, like that is the Bay Harbor Butcher. That is what Dexter did. He knows this. So I'm sure his first thought is that maybe Dexter did this, but I'm sure he's going to quickly realize that this murder happened while Dexter was still at the clinic in Iron Lake. When Dexter learned about this murder, he was still getting physical therapy. He hadn't escaped the clinic yet, so I think Batista is quickly going to realize, oh my god, Harrison might be following in his father's footsteps, so Batista might be on to Harrison the same way Detective Oliva and Wallace are. And who knows, Angel might even team up with these 2 detectives to take down Dexter and Harrison. This is going to be insane, you guys. And in the promo during this little conversation between Elsa and Batista, we also see Claudette, Detective Wallace, looking at the file and stuff on Ryan, and we do see Harrison with Ryan's watch. So in the first episode, when Ryan was still alive before Harrison murdered him, and Ryan actually liked Harrison and was like complimenting him on doing a good job, Ryan said that his watch died and asked Harrison if he could get it fixed for him. So Harrison had Ryan's watch all along. And now during my episode 1 and 2 breakdowns, when I was talking about the watch, when Ryan's body turned up in the garbage bags and Detective Wallace was examining the body, and they said he wasn't robbed because his fancy ring is still on his hand. And Claudette said, yeah, but what happened to his watch? So in my breakdown, I said, I wonder if Harrison kept it as a trophy. And a bunch of you guys in the comments were saying to me like, oh, don't you remember that Ryan gave Harrison the watch to fix? Harrison didn't keep it as a trophy, that's why he has it. A lot of you were very nice about it, but I got a couple of rude people saying, do you even pay attention to the show? Pay closer attention before you review the show. So no, I totally remembered that Ryan gave Harrison the watch, but I was also thinking that Harrison might have given it back to him and we just didn't see it, because I thought it was odd that Claudette would even ask where's his watch. So what I thought had happened is that there was blood all over Ryan's wrist, except for where the watch was. There was no blood there. That's what I thought, that's what it looked like to me. So I was thinking maybe he was wearing the watch when he was killed, so there was no blood underneath where the watch was, and Harrison might have taken it off later to keep as a trophy. We now know that is not what happened, and what I didn't notice when I was watching that episode is that Ryan had a tan line on his wrist where his watch usually is. So that is why Claudette noticed that he usually wears a watch and she was asking where's his watch. So just wanted to clear up that confusion. I didn't notice the tan line. But in this promo for episode 4, we see that Harrison still has the watch, and I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him in the ass. Is Claudette somehow going to get a warrant to search through Harrison's belongings and find the watch? If Harrison's smart, he would just get rid of it somehow. I don't know. And then Batista says, how about a cup of coffee? And he is looking all intense. He is not messing around. He's not here to play games. He is taking this very seriously, especially now that there is a new body turned up, chopped into 9 pieces, the same way the butcher did, separated into garbage bags. And then we see Harrison is there. So finally in episode 4, we are gonna get Batista talking to Harrison, and I cannot wait, you guys. This is gonna be so freaking good. Like I said, I do think Batista's initial thought will be that Dexter might have done this murder, but I think he's going to quickly realize this murder happened when Dexter was still in Iron Lake, so he's going to be suspicious of Harrison as well. And I cannot wait to see how this plays out. I'm super excited to finally see Prater and Lady Vengeance and the whole other crew. You guys know I am hoping that Lady Vengeance sort of follows a similar code to Dexter, and I'm hoping that they can sort of become friends. And I do wonder when Dexter is going to take out Neil Patrick Harris's character. We saw in the trailer last week, we saw a bunch of scenes that are coming up in the whole season, so we don't know exactly what episode they're from, but we do see that Dexter overpowers Neil Patrick Harris's character, Lowell, so he's going to kill him. He's going to end up on Dexter's table, as I'm sure most of these other killers will. But I do think Lowell will be the first one that he takes out. I feel like possibly in episode 4, I don't know, maybe episode 5, but I do think Neil Patrick Harris didn't film that much when they were filming throughout the season. He might have only been there for like a day or two, so I do think he is going to be first up on Dexter's table, and I am so excited. Let me know your thoughts, leave a comment down below. How do you feel about the first 3 episodes? I think they've been amazing. Every episode gets better and better, and I do feel like it's been setting up this whole storyline with Prater, so I am so excited that we're finally going to get that in episode 4. And I think the rest of the season is really just going to pick up steam. It's going to be non-stop. But that is it for today. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Like I said, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And make sure you turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on future Dexter videos. I will be doing weekly episode breakdowns, recaps, reviews, theories, and predictions. Definitely go back and check out my past videos if you haven't seen them already. Please also go follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will see you guys next time.